Hello, welcome to this presentation where we will be discussing the topic of nutrition and exercise in different age college students.
Alright, this is our general outline of what we will be talking throughout the presentation. My name is Sydney. I'm an exercise science major and I'm looking to go into the field of physical therapy. The connection to the research field is that knowing the student's nutrition status could show possible correlations to the future habits that could lead to possible injuries.
Hi, I'm Faith Flanders. My major is exercise science and I plan to go into occupational therapy. The connection to the research field is that research is vital in providing effective nutrition information to occupational therapy patients. I can apply the results we find about common barriers that keep people from a healthy lifestyle to my patients and help them implement strategies to overcome those barriers.
Hi, my name is Carly. I am an exercise science major and I want to go into occupational therapy. The connection to my field is that nutrition can play a vital role in OT, and this is because if you know the individual's habits, we can better help them in their rehabilitation. Nutrition can also help improving the rate of recovery so the patient won't have to undergo treatment for as long.
And lastly, I'm Taylor Dukes. I'm also an exercise science major and I'm looking to go into physical therapy. My connection to the research field is that when you're working with athletes or general students, it'll be good knowledge to understand their complete lifestyle habits. This will help give their best care while educating them to take care of their bodies with proper nutrition, especially after their exercise prescription or program. So we'll dive right into our topic. As stated earlier, our topic is to discuss nutrition and exercise habits in different age college students. We performed a briefly extensive literature review and found certain gaps in the literature of what has been done. One of the major gaps that we noticed was that there are no studies that compare nutritional habits and exercise among specific populations of college students. These literature reviews talked about different classes that were taken by students. Some even included text messages that provided information in different ways. What we want to do is we want to evaluate specific college-age students, like freshmen and seniors, in their nutritional and exercise habits to create themes as to why these habits exist. If we better understand what makes these different age students have different habits, we can create programs or create classes that will be more geared towards fixing these specific topics. So for our research articles, we found 6, and we used EndNote to store and organize these articles. We first found one that discussed different ways that nutrition education was given to students. This first study, their 2 variables, their independent variable was the method of education. They had a mailed brochure and they had text messages. Their dependent variable was how well the nutritional knowledge improved. Their hypothesis was that those in the intervention group with text messages would show more knowledge at the end of the study. Their big research question was, would text message nutrition education improve knowledge over general mailed brochures? Their study design utilized an online survey to group the students into 2 different groups, the intervention with the text messages and the control with the mail. And then they utilized these 2 programs and mailed brochures and text messages to compare knowledge pre and post survey. The second study addressed changes in students' dietary behaviors during their college nutrition class. The independent variable was a general nutrition class. The dependent variable were their dietary behaviors. In this study, they hypothesized that the class would improve dietary behaviors over no classes. Their main research question was, how does this nutrition class help increase better dietary choices in college students? Their design, they utilized pre- and post-test designs to evaluate change after the classes. One gap that we noticed in this study was that there was differentiation of nutritional needs for different people in college. They noticed topics such as how to eat healthy in the dining hall for freshmen and what to eat to fuel athletes for those who could be college athletes, among other variables. Our third study was academic stress of college students, comparison of student and faculty perceptions. In this study, their independent variable was either if they were a faculty or a student and those thoughts. Their dependent variable was the perceived stress level. They hypothesized that stress varied across school year and gender. Their main research question was, is there a difference in perception of academic stress between faculty and students, and does this affect their reactions to that stress? Their study design included questionnaires that assessed expected stress levels and reactions. The gap we noticed in this literature was that college student stress is not explored by specific categories or populations of college students. It is instead a very general article. Our fourth article, its independent variable, was the survey itself. Its dependent variable were the habits of athletes in regards to substance use and abuse. They hypothesized that there would be a difference in different schools and their habits. Their main research question was, is there a difference between substance use and abuse habits of different level school athletes? They utilized another survey which was self-reported, anonymous, and retrospective. Our fifth article, its independent variable, was the nutrition and exercise adherence program. The dependent variable was the improvement of nutritional habits, exercise, and body image. They hypothesized that the intervention group that with the program would have higher scores than the control group that without a program. Its main question was, does a peer-led non-diet and exercise program increase better body image, exercise choices, and dietary habits? Study design was a survey focusing on eating habits on a 5-point Likert scale. The gap we noticed in this literature was there are multiple factors that affect adherence. They were wondering what factors are more prevalent and which ones are true in a greater sample population. Our last article, its independent variable, was the survey itself. The dependent variable were the motivations that came about from those surveys. They hypothesized that physical activity would be more motivating if it was for sport participation, i.e. intrinsic motivations. Its main research question was, do different motivations allow people to enjoy physical activity in different ways? Its study design was also a questionnaire, including topics of physical activity participation, i.e. what a person did for physical activity, and the motivation, i.e. did they do it for body image, to lose weight, to feel better? What did they do it for? With these articles, we were more able to understand a complete literature review of this topic to give us more information for our plan ahead.
Okay, for our research design, as stated before, we are going to do research based on nutrition and fitness awareness in a college student population. We are going to utilize a survey, which we will explain more in depth later on. Our sample population, it will be freshmen in freshman seminars, and the seniors we will also use in the seminars are just the seniors in the graduating class. Our population in general that we will utilize is the students at Georgia College. The way we will go about the selection method is we're just going to email out a survey based on the people that are in these classes or just in the graduating class in general. We are also selecting these people to see the various their education, their nutrition status, and their exercise status on how it changes based on your freshman year when you come in and eat at the dining hall, so when your senior year you live in a house or an apartment, and based on how it'll change over that amount of time, and to see how you feel about those given situations that you are in. Our students based on a purposive non-random sample, which means that the sample selected due to special qualifications, and that depends on like the class in your school and based on the classes that you are in.
So how we're going to implement this is our most comprehensive scenario. You utilize a survey. We could customize what we want to look at and how those factors differ between freshman and senior in colleges. We would have the participants answer a set of questions that give us information on their lifestyle habits. The set of questions would involve questions of behavioral, belief, and attitude questions. Some examples of these are, how many days a week on average do you exercise? How many times a week do you think you eat out at fast foods or sit down restaurants? How many hours of classes are you taking this semester, and do you think it affects your eating or exercise habits? To have a reliable sample, we want it to adequately represent our population. Our external validity would be that if someone was not to respond to the survey, or if they just try to hurry up and go through the survey without really paying attention to it. Our internal validity would be if the our group selection or the wording of our survey questions. So this is a design of our what we're looking to do throughout our survey and find through our research. This basically just shows the healthy eating habits and what's not healthy, what is healthy, and what not.
What we are looking at now is a drafted survey. This survey includes different demographic questions as well as questions relating to our topic of nutrition and exercise among college students. Note that the school year choices are only limited to freshman and senior, as these are the demographics we are looking to study. The survey contains open and closed-ended questions as well as questions on a Likert scale. These questions will allow us to get information that we need, as well as providing the participants an opportunity to fill out their own answers, as seen with the open-ended questions. This survey will be utilized to help us find our data. After we've used this survey and gotten our data, we will then plug the means of different questions into SPSS to analyze the data further.
Once we have sent out our emails, we plan to remind our surveyees about a week after, just a simple reminder through email. 3 weeks, we plan to send them a second copy of the same email with our survey link, and the 7th week we will also send another copy to them via email with a link. So once we gather all our data from that, we'll have an online database, and we will have this is the best method because we can get a wide variety of information easily. We can also use survey questions to guide the participants to specific information and answers that will better our overall research. So once we have our database, we plan to find the descriptive statistics, such as the mean of our answers for each question, determining themes and answers across the sample. We will also use coding techniques to decipher between the freshman and senior students. For overall analysis, we will use an independent t-test.
As you can see in the next couple slides, these are the citations we used on the articles. We utilized an APA format because this is based on what we utilize in our College of Exercise Science and Health Sciences. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact us, and thank you for listening to our presentation.